Welcome. This is Shelley with the Putnam County District Library and the Guiding Ohio Online Grant. And this we are looking at 5 tips when you are using your Gmail account. So I'm going to click here, go to the next slide I have. And these are the 5 things we're going to look at. We're going to look at how to schedule an email to send at a specific time. We're going to look at how to block any unwanted emails that you might be receiving. How you can have your grammar, spelling, and autocorrect turned on with your Gmail account. And then how you can turn on and off the auto add contacts. So in other words, when you send an email, how it will automatically add those individuals to your contacts, as well as how to turn off and on the vacation responder. So I'm going to go away here from the actual presentation in that show, and I'm going to go back over here to my actual Gmail account. So I went to my Gmail account by simply clicking on my 9 little dots in the corner, went to Gmail, and then now that I'm in my Gmail account, the first thing is how to send an email at a specific time. So let's say that for some reason you might want to have an email that you've generated, but you do not want that to be sent right away. If you go to Compose, and I'm just going to type in here, let's just type in Santa at North Pole. I'll just make one up here. And then obviously I'm not truthfully going to send. I would definitely want to put, and you do want to always make sure that when you're sending an email that you do put something in the subject line. It's a good practice to get into that if you receive an email and there's nothing in the subject line that you do not open it up. So I'm going to show you then, if you go down here to the bottom, a lot of times you would just simply click send and send that email. However, if you click on this little down arrow that is next to the send button, notice what happens is it comes up and it says schedule send. By clicking on schedule send, I can pick any of these 3 that show up, but I can also go so far as to pick a date and an actual time using a calendar. So I could say, you know what, since it's going to Santa, I don't want this to go until December 1st. And I would click on December 1st and then be able to change the time as well. So that's the first thing of how to send an email at a specific date and time. The second is I'm going to go here to, for showing purposes here of what's going on, I'm going to go to click on this Ed puzzle, for example. So I'm opening that up. And when I open that email up, what I have over here on the side is my 3 dots. If I click on those 3 dots, there's all these different options that show up. One of them is Block Ed Puzzle. So if I were to click on Block Ed Puzzle, what would happen is every single email that I would receive that has it as being sent from Ed Puzzle would be blocked, and I would not be receiving those emails. So if you happen to get on some type of a list that is, maybe you went into a store or something where you bought something once and you don't want to ever receive their emails anymore, and they got your email address somehow, you can simply click on block, and then you're not going to receive those any longer. The third thing is we were looking at the grammar, spelling, and auto correct, and how to make sure that that is turned on or off, whatever your choice might be. So if I click here on my gear button, anytime you see the gear, no matter what the program is, that's typically going to be the settings. And I have all of these quick settings, which we're not going to talk about those. I might talk about some more of those in a future session, but we're going to look at See All Settings. And when I click on See All Settings, I have a huge list of information with different tabs across the top that come up. But we're going to look down this, and if you look, you can see right here, about in the middle, is where you see grammar, turning it on and off, spelling on and off, autocorrect on and off. In my case, I have all of those turned on. If for some reason I didn't want that on, I could turn those off. And then the fourth thing we were looking at is how to turn on and off, how you can add contacts. So in other words, anytime I send that first email to someone, it's going to automatically add them to my contacts. And so I'm looking here, create contacts for autocomplete. So in other words, I have that marked, so the first time I ever send an email to a person, it's going to automatically put them in my contacts. I don't have to think about it and worry about adding them myself. If for some reason I would want control of that, I can change that to I'll add contacts myself. And then the last thing we were looking at was how to turn on and off vacation responders. So if you know that you're going to be out of town, you for some reason, if maybe you have a business or whatever it might be, and you don't want to receive emails and you want the parties that are sending you emails to know about that, at the very bottom in the general tab is the vacation responder. So right now I have the vacation responder off. I could turn the vacation responder on, and then what's going to happen is I would put in the dates from July 1st to whatever the last day might be, and I can put that in. I could put in, a subject, unavailable at this time, whatever I might want it to say, and then I could put a message in there. Those might simply read, I will be out of the country. Will not be able to respond until after such and such date. So those are the 5 tips to look at that we have for Gmail. And like I stated, I probably will be looking at additional information, because what you'll notice is there are hundreds of different tools and tips within Gmail, and how you can change the look, the feel, and how Gmail might work for you. Next week, we will be looking at basic tips with the web browser of Google Chrome itself. So I hope everyone has I guess it's July 5th, I hope everyone had a happy and safe 4th of July holiday.